What do you think of your new home? I spent a lot of time here. I put a lot of effort into designing it to your liking. Or at least, what I presumed to be your liking. Was I correct when I did so? You're giving me an odd look. If it doesn't suit your needs or doesn't suit your interests, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I want you to be happy. And if this doesn't make you happy, I'll redesign it. Completely. Specifically to your liking. Just say the word. Oh? It doesn't feel homey? How so? Oh. Of course. The bars on the windows. All of the locks on the door. I can understand why those would make you uneasy, but I assure you, they're necessary. No. Certainly not for that reason. You said you love me. I believe you. I would never doubt a word that you say, especially such wonderful words. The reason those are there is to keep other people out. After all, I wouldn't want someone breaking in and hurting you. I lost 2 very important people one day, for that reason in particular. My mother and my father. My father, he answered the door. My mother tried to protect me. Both died, right before my eyes. I'd hate for the same thing to happen to you. That's why there are bars on the windows and so many locks on the door. I want to make sure you're protected from every possible threat. Because this world is cruel. It was kind enough to grant me with your love. It was kind enough to bless me with the presence of an angel such as yourself. But with that kindness, cruelty is sure to follow. You are the one thing in this world I can't afford to lose. So I'm taking every precaution to ensure that you stay with me, no matter what. It isn't because I doubt your love. I would never dare to doubt your love for me. Because if the person you love starts doubting your love, well, you start doubting it too. And you have no reason to doubt your love for me, just as I have no reason to doubt my love for you. Huh? Yes, there's only one bed here. Is that going to be a problem? Oh. You think it's too small? What makes you say that? You like having more space when you sleep? Is that so? If I recall, the room I kept you in was very cold. Whenever I would hold you and force you to keep still, I would often find myself rather surprised, because you would hug me back. You needed the warmth after all. You got so used to being held and holding me in return that you would do it instinctively. But now I find out that you prefer space when you're asleep. Do you really? Or do you just not want me to be near you when you're in such a vulnerable state? Don't look away from me. I expect an answer. I put a lot of work into creating this home for the two of us. You said you liked it. Why are you suddenly changing your mind? Oh? You think that I don't want to be close to you? Exactly how stupid do you think I am? You know for a fact that all I have ever desired is to be close to you, physically and emotionally. That isn't the reason. You're lying. I guess you just don't want to be close to the woman you love. You think she's a monster, don't you? You were just lying before, weren't you? You only said you loved me because you wanted out. Is that what this is? Is this some elaborate scheme so you can escape? Because if it is, I still have the keys to that other room. I can lock you up all over again. Just watch. Oh? Changing your tone, are you? By all means, do continue with what you were saying. I beg your pardon? You're insecure. About what exactly? Speak up. I can't hear your lies when you're talking to the floor. You sleep talk. Well, what's wrong with that? No. I would never be annoyed by that. I could never be annoyed by anything you do. Except, perhaps, if you told me that you didn't love me, or refused to acknowledge me. But other than that, I would find hearing you talk in your sleep to be rather cute, actually. Yes, I would. I can already hear it. You'd be asleep, talking so very softly, speaking of the most random things, anything that pops into your mind in that moment. Your voice would be soft and sleepy, halfway between awake and completely asleep. I think it would be adorable. Of course not. I could never be bothered by you. There isn't a world that exists in which I would be bothered by your presence or your speech. Well, I've already covered that. I would be bothered if you denied your love for me. But of course, We aren't talking about that, are we? We're talking about your little habits that you can't seem to break. I know. You can't easily stop sleep-talking. But that's all right. You don't have to unless it bothers you. I, of course, love everything about you. Even your sleep-talking. I won't be bothered by it if we sleep next to each other. Even if we're so close, you're practically speaking directly into my ear. Oh, of course. Of course we'd be that close. Why wouldn't we be? You and I are going to spend the rest of our lives together, are we not? Yes. That's what I had planned anyway. Did you have something else in mind? Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Because of this, it's only fitting that we spend our nights together, don't you think? As close to each other as we can possibly be. That way, we're assured that the other one is still there. That the other one is still in love with us and will never leave us. Not for any other girl. Not for Annie Leonhardt especially. I'm sorry. I still have nightmares, you know. That you'll leave me for her. But she's dead. I have nothing to fear. I am perfectly safe. Safe from being shattered again. I am safe from being the victim once again. I love this feeling. This feeling of safety and love. Feelings that only you can provide me with. Why do you think I love you so much? You saved me. And I saved you. How so? How do you think? Would you really want to spend the rest of your life with a Titan shifter who's obsessed with you? Someone who could crush you like a bug if she got angry with you. She has very little control over her emotions. Sorry. Had very little control. Indeed. I do think she would have killed you at one point. Most likely she would have been frustrated with you. She probably would have tortured you in some way. And I suspect she would have slipped up somewhere and accidentally killed you. Or perhaps she would do something ludicrous even by my standards. Perhaps she would kill you and then herself intentionally to keep you safe and with her forever. Oh yes, I've heard of that happening before. It has happened a long time ago, though. No, of course not. As I said, that idea is crazy even to me. I would never do such a thing to you. So with that, I'm sure you can sleep easily, yes? Why don't you get into bed? I'll be with you shortly. I can't wait to hear you talking in your sleep.